Hi, this video is going to show you how to finish up weaving on your slanted storage. Now, you've woven on a flat surface so far. To finish weaving, you're actually going to have to wrap this around in a circle. But before you do that, what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead. Now you've matched your triangles at the top, but the triangles at the bottom hadn't been, they still were overlapping like this. So what I want you to do is to take these little triangles that are at the bottom, they should be about 1/2 inch past your strips, and flip one over the other. Now what that does is it helps your strips, it helps that line, that slanted line, to be nice and straight all the way down to the bottom of your basket. If you don't do that, you'll have like a little jog at the bottom. Even though you're going to have a binding here, the binding won't go all the way up to that corner. So just take your triangles, place one on top of the other so that that line is straight. The other thing that I want you to do, because when we do the next step, we actually have to flip this piece over. I want you to pin the bottom square on each line or each row. So you're going to take your pin and just place it vertically. Make sure you get through both layers so that it's nice and secure. Do the same thing at the top. Your pins should, on both sides, they should face the center of your weaving strip. Now, the reason that we're going to do something different to finish our weave is that this basket has no side seams. If you look at it all the way around, it has no side seams. So what we want to do is we want to finish weaving in a circular fashion. So what I'm going to do is I am going to flip, and what you will do will be to flip this piece over. Once you've flipped it over, this is a good opportunity to see if you have caught any fabric and folded any fabric up when you've clipped. So what you want to do is make sure that your fabric is folded down, and you'll notice that I've got a couple of spots here where the fabric is folded up. Just make sure it's folded down and re-clip it. That way you won't catch that fold in any of your stitching when you go to put the binding on. Okay, the next step is to create a circular piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the right side and the left end, and I'm going to just fold that over. Now the left side should be placed on top of the right side and clipped. For added security, you can also pin that lower strip in place. Now you're going to continue to weave. So you'll just follow the weave exactly the same way you did on the outside. So weaving under, over, over, and I'm going to rotate this just slightly, under, over, match the top by 1/2 inch, clip your triangle together. I'm going to do one more just so that you're comfortable with this. I'm weaving over, under, over, under, over, under, over, matching about 1/2 inch at the top, clipping the triangles together. Now, as you get down here, your strips are going to become a little bit more wonky. So make sure that you snug them down really tight. Try and keep these nice and straight. And finish weaving. You've got a few more strips to weave in. Again, you're just going to be weaving under, over, under, over, under, over, clipping the ends together, overlapping them about a half an inch, and then clipping your triangles together, one over the other. And so you'll have to start to pull these a little bit in order to keep your strips nice and straight. So once you have that all woven in, the next step after this is to bind the bottom and bind the top. But before you bind the top, we may have to trim the top so it's nice and even. That's it.